good to me. So I'm gonna, I don't even know if I'll make
I
one
don't
of
have all the heckles, but
Okay. They just get, it's gonna get one of yours this week, right?
well, I'm going to start casting the show. But again, I already know who you are.
Yeah, right.
You ready? If you're ready, I'll do the slide over. If you're ready, I'll turn the slide.
Slide.
Okay. As soon as it turns blue.
Gotcha. And then, Good evening. My name is Neil Fetter, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Congregation BethChaim, it is an honor to welcome you here this evening. We want to maintain a warm and welcoming feeling for these services and create a sacred space that will inspire prayer. Please help us by turning off all cell phones, as I'm doing. For the benefit of those who cannot be here in the sanctuary, we live stream our services and our photographer posts pictures on social media. Please see an usher or board member if you do not want your image to appear, and we ask that no one else take pictures during this sacred hour. For those who wear hearing aids with a T-coil setting, you will be able to access our new hearing loop using this setting. Headphones for those who do not have compatible hearing aids and large print prayer books are available near the sanctuary entrances. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Our service begins on page 330. Please join us in Maya Hayom.
I don't know if you really need the page number. There aren't that many words. It's Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom. Shabbat Shalom.
We invite Ann Berman Waldorf to join us in the front of the sanctuary.
And I invite Ann Gordon to join me. Yehuda Amichai wrote, "Once I sat on the steps by a gate at David's tower. I placed my 2 heavy baskets at my side. A group of tourists was standing around their guide, and I became their target marker. You see that man with the baskets? Just right of his head, there's an arch from the Roman period, just right of his head. But he's moving. I said to myself, redemption will come only if their guide tells them. You see that arch from the Roman period? It's not important. But next to it, left down in a bit, there sits a man who brought fruit and vegetables for his family." A few short months ago in November, Rabbi Blum and I had the privilege of leading 22 women on a spirituality tour of Israel, where we met the buyers of the fruits and vegetables. Our tour focused on the women, and some men, but mostly women, who created modern lives in an ancient country. We met Sabras, native Israelis, and immigrants, Jews and Arabs, young and old. We sat in people's homes, in their offices, and as you'll hear tonight, in their theaters. Throughout our journey, we laughed and cried, we walked and ate, we prayed and we questioned. Our trip connected our past to our present, and through our encounters, our discussions and reflections pushed all of us to define the role Israel will play in our futures. Tonight, you'll hear from 3 of our travelers who will share the moment that shaped their vision. Toby Arias and Wendy Verdia will speak later in our service. And now, as we prepare to usher in Shabbat, Ann Gordon will share her Israel story.
Thank you. One of my favorite memories I wanted to share is on our first evening in Jerusalem, we went for a theater workshop at the Theater Company of Jerusalem. And the woman who led the workshop was really amazing. She told us some about herself, and then we went through a couple different exercises, but I mostly want to talk about the first one. She had us do pairs, get in pairs, and stand facing each other for, I think it was like 3 minutes or 5 or something like that, somewhere in there. And and to imagine all of our ancestors behind us, our female ancestors, our mothers, our grandmothers, great-grandmothers, etc. And I got to do that with our guide, Yanit, and it was really interesting. It moved me a lot, in part because as I sat there thinking about my mom, who died in 2007, it just hit me that she had never been to Israel, and that was so sad. She loved a lot of things about Israel. She led book groups on Israeli authors and all kinds of things. She was physically handicapped, much more than I am. And it would have been hard, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. And it was sort of that kind of thing, and different people had other types of memories like that. And I think we were all crying at the end. And so that's my story I wanted to share.
We invite Karen Hakran and Bob Pisano to the Bima as our service continues, pages 2 and 3, with the lighting of Shabbat candles.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
page 5.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצבנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית. כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
L'chaim. Friends, we continue on pages 20 and 21 as we officially greet Shabbat with the blessing of the Chadodi.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. 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 שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד, שמו אחד, בשם ותפארת ונתינה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה בראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. Verse 5, התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בא אורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלי נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
We continue on the middle of page 29 as we read together in the English. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe. yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, you are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. We continue on page 26 with the Chatzi Kaddish as we rise together.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם עולם מעלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו. אלא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן בעלמא, ואמרו אמן.
Ma'ariv Aravim is found on the slide before us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shebidvaro ma'ariv aravim, ma'ariv aravim. You called the world into being and spread all the stars in the heavens above. You made the morning and evening, surrounding us daily with signs of your love. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shebidvaro ma'ariv aravim, ma'ariv aravim.
Page 32.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו ושוכבנו ובקומנו, נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו, ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך תסיר ממנו לעולמי. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 38, we continue together. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You perform miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר וקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, כהים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו. אדוני אלוהינו לעולם
Page 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים, את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Pages 46 and 47. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. We rise together.
Na 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 Adonai, na 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 Satai Lita, na 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 Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai, na 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 Satai Lita, na 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 Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. Page 54, we continue together with one voice. You set aside the seventh day for your name, the pinnacle of creation, and you blessed it above all other days, more sacred than all festival times. So it is written in your Torah, heaven and the earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, God had completed the work that had been done, ceasing them on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, and ceased from all the creative work that God had chosen to do. Our God and the God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness, and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, that Israel, who sanctifies your name, may rest on it. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh HaShabbat. And together in the middle of page 57, you are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, and our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, shotecha levadecha b'yirah na'avod.
It is so important to feel grateful and to give thanks. On page 58, we find our traditional prayer of gratitude. The first three words, Modim anachnu lach, we give thanks to you. If there is anything for which you are particularly thankful this week, please raise your hand and share with us. Yes. For good health. Yes. Family and a special birthday. Yes. For a good week. Let's take a moment and give thanks. Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach. I know there were more, yes. Oh, happy birthdays. Anyone else? Yes. Yes.
מודים אנחנו לך, מודים אנחנו לך. Anyone else? Yes. All right. For life and breath. All right. One last time together. מודים אנחנו לך, מודים אנחנו לך. Page 60. Continue with the prayer for peace. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Asim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Asim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Asim Leolam. Shalom Rav, al Yisrael Amcha, Asim Leolam. V'tov lecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Asim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Asim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, אשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, אשים לעולם. אשים לעולם. אשים לעולם.
We continue with silent prayer.
רצון עם רפי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי גואלי וגואלי.
Eternal God, we come before you in prayer on behalf of so many in our community, those among us, our loved ones, our friends, and our family who have taken ill in recent days or weeks or even have had a sustained illness for such a long time. Our hearts open as we reach out to you. We pray that they will come to know a refuah shlema, complete and a speedy recovery. On this Shabbat, eternal God, our prayers reach out to you on behalf of Rhoda Schwartz, Arlene Grable, Teddy Molaski, Nathan Hecker, Jeff Stoller, Claire Meyer, William Jackasola, Steve Bizanow, Marion Berman, Jim Brown, Mary Jantis, Len Greenberg, Cecil Smith, and those who we invite you to add to our list, that we may join with you in prayer and commit ourselves to partner with God to bring healing to our loved ones and to those around us.
Kenya bat Eliyahu Batanya.
Eternal God, may they all come to know love and health and strength as we join together as a community with one voice and a prayer for healing. Please join us on the slide up front.
Rifaynu Adonai v'nerafem, Hushinu v'nivashea, El karov lechol korav, ach karov l'reav isho. We pray for healing of the body. We pray for healing of the soul, for strength of flesh and mind and spirit. We pray to once again be whole. El Narifana, oh please heal us now. Refuat ha-nefesh, u'refuat ha-guf, refuat lema. El Narifana, oh please heal us now. Refuat ha-nefesh, u'refuat ha-guf, refuat lema. Heal us now. Heal us now. הושיע את עמך וברך את נחלתך, וראם ונשם עד העולם. מי שברך אבותינו, מי שברך אמותינו, אדוני. We pray for healing of our people. We pray for healing of the land and peace for every race and nation, every child, every woman, every man. El Narifana,
my pleasure and honor to invite Toby Arias to the Bima to share a few words.
So Anne asked us to pick out one moment of learning from this trip that had impacted us and to speak about it tonight. And it's really, really hard for me to pick out just one highlight because basically they were all highlights. This was really a trip of highlights. Let me tell you how it came about that I was even on this trip. From the minute I heard about it, I knew that I really would love to go on this trip. But I couldn't commit right away because my mother was ill. And I've been to Israel before. In fact, 2 years ago I was there twice in 1 year because my daughter Rebecca was teaching English there and my daughter Nikki was coaching the softball team in the Maccabi games. So I've been there, but I knew this was going to be a different kind of trip. It wasn't the standard sightseeing trip. So after my mother passed away and I was free to go, we saw Anne and my husband said, gee, she really wanted to go on this, and Anne said, well, come, and I was like, okay. So I did. So back to choosing this one thing. I think one of the things that affected me the most was on Friday night, we were invited to services at a Reform congregation outside of Jerusalem called Kamatz. And the congregation there was just so welcoming. It's a mix, like here, of older people, younger people. Everyone was very actively participating in the service. Most of the service was sung. Most of it was sort of up-tempo, kind of modern melodies. They don't have an official cantor. They have 4 congregants who rotate the position. They do have a rabbi. In fact, the night we were there were 4 rabbis in attendance, all of them female, because they had their regular rabbi who was there. They had a rabbi from the congregation who had just been ordained in Israel that week. There was a rabbi who came from New York for the ordination. And then there was another one who was also from the congregation, I think, and she had interned there, and so she was there too. So we had, the service was somewhat informal. It was very, very warm. Everyone seemed to be involved. They had a member of the congregation who played the guitar. People took parts in it. At one point, people were invited to talk to someone else, preferably someone they didn't know. Everybody spoke to each other. And then there was a short onet afterwards. And then they divided us up into 2s and 3s, and we went home with people from the congregation for Shabbat dinner. The group that I was with, there were, I think, 3 of us, and we went with the cantor for the evening, and we went to the home of a woman, the one who had arranged who was going where, and her husband. And she made us an absolute feast. We had chicken soup, we had roast chicken, we had shepherd's pie because these people were originally British. We had Israeli salad. We had this complete feast. And we talked and we talked and we talked and we talked about Israel and we talked about the world and we talked about I don't know what, but it just flowed, and it was just a very, very comfortable kind of thing. And then afterwards, they took us back to the congregation, and we went back to our hotel. And I think one of the reasons why this was so meaningful to me was because of the warmth and the vitality and the openness with which we were welcomed, the involvement of all of these people. They opened their synagogue and their homes to us like they had known us forever. And it was just very, very comfortable and a feeling of connectedness. From a point of view of learning also, I learned more about the reform movement in Israel than I had known before. I've always known that it's dominated by the Orthodox rabbinate. But this congregation has somewhere, I think, around 200 families, and it's one of about 40 or 50 Reform synagogues in all of Israel, as opposed to, they told us, more than 1,000 Orthodox synagogues in just Jerusalem. My guess, I don't know, I can't swear to this, my guess is this is probably one of the larger Reform synagogues. They have their own building, they have a rabbi, they have all these people. But it's very active. They have a preschool like we do. They have community service projects. They have youth projects. They just seem to be very, very actively engaged. But I also learned that the Orthodox synagogues in Israel are supported by the government, but the Reform synagogues are not. So it's much harder for the Reform synagogues to have membership and to exist because they have to be self-funding, as opposed to the Orthodox synagogues that are not. So those are some of the impressions that I had, just this feeling of connectedness and of knowing that there is a reform movement in Israel, and it's alive and well. That's it.
Friends, our service continues on page 282. We rise together for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב עיקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
It's my pleasure and honor to invite Wendy Verdia to the Bima as our third speaker for the evening.
Mine's a little short and sweet. I said mine's a little short and sweet, but as my other friend said, it was very hard to pick just one thing from the trip because the whole trip was amazing. I never thought in my life, I'm gonna get like a little verklempt here, that I would ever go to Israel. And it was just a dream. And every morning I woke up when we met downstairs and I would be like, pinch me, I'm in Israel. So, even though we went to all these like really good homes and experiencing with all these different women, it was more of a women's trip. For me, when I went to the Holocaust Museum, as a Jew, I felt a little bit alienated from some of the people, that I wasn't Jewish enough, and I was questioned with that. But in my heart, I'm very proud of who I am as a Jew, and I think your relationship to God is different for everybody. And as a Jew, we should be proud of who we are. And people, God bless you. People that know me, I'm usually happy, but I picked the Holocaust Museum, and it was really hard to go through the museum. When you walk through those doors, you had this sense of like this somber, and like you can't even wrap your mind around what our people went through. I mean, it's just horrific. But anyway, seeing the stories of the victims, those who were lucky enough to survive it and that lost their lives, I realized their strength. I realized the strength that they had to go through to be there. And I don't see them as victims. I see the people that survived as our heroes, that they lived to tell their stories. And we need to remember the stories of the Holocaust. And as Jews, we are obligated to send love out into the world. So when we leave here, and we're here tonight singing and praising Shabbat, then when we leave here, these doors, do we go out? Do we go out? And do we really, really be the best that we can be as Jews? So with that, Shabbat Shalom, and I hope that you all go out this evening with your hearts. Thank you.
Our minds and our hearts continue to connect not only with our loved ones who perished during the Shoah, during the Holocaust, but all of our loved ones who are no longer with us. For when we reflect on their memory, whether it's during a period of Shiva Shloshim, a yahrzeit, or at any other time, when we reflect on them and we are inspired by them, when we think of what their lives meant while they were on earth, and continue to take their values and their ideals and to be inspired to go out and make a difference in this world. That's how their lives continue to have meaning long after their days on earth. And so as we prepare to say the names aloud of our loved ones who are no longer with us, we invite those, when you hear a name and are observing, to please stand in recognition of your loved one, to be inspired by them as we all continue to honor their memory. On this Shabbat, we honor the memory, as we continue in the period of Shiva, with love and affection of Carolyn Crawford, sister of Stanley and Arlene Dorfman, and aunt of Joseph and Tanya Dorfman. Continue in the period of Shloshim, the 30 days since death, as we recall with love Erwin Goldman, grandfather of Jenny Ackerman, Rabbi Adam Feldman, Mordechai Silverman, father of Alyssa Grodsky and Jason, grandfather of Caitlin and Jordan, Nancy Naar, aunt of Judy Loeb, and Harriet Ann Sternberg, the mother of Charles Sternberg, grandmother of Jordan Sternberg. On the Shabbat, we honor the memories of those whose yahrzeit occurs, as as we remember with love and affection and honor Jules Orenstein, Arnold Ahrens, Irving Kantrowitz, Isidore Balaban, Zus Ploskin, Paul Finkelstein, Michael Marin, Lillian Binder, Albert Gittleson, Laura Bobeck, Paula Brandt, Belle Byer, Sadie Cashman, Martin Menaker, Florence Druckman, Edith Krupnick, Fanny S. Eisenberg, Gail Eisner, Rhoda Feynman, David Feldstein, Evelyn Glasser, Sylvia Hollander, San E., Saul Langer, Elaine Wheel, Harry Weiss, Terrence Lifland, Miriam Blatt, Lee Litwin, Sylvia Martin, Joseph Rifkin, Phyllis Schloss, Arthur Turek, Faye Turek, Catherine Watson, Julius Weisenberg, Martin Friedman, David Mursky, Ronnie Rose Cohen, Donald Lindenbaum, Beverly Lieberman, Benjamini Feynman, Lillian Fruchtbaum, Jerry Price, Marilyn Julius. If there's anyone else observing Shiva, Shlashim, or Yartzeit, and their name has not yet been said aloud, we invite you to please stand now and to add your name of your loved one to the list. In loving honor of all whose names have been said aloud, those who remain in our hearts, and all who no longer have anyone to recall their memory, we rise together alongside our mourners. Page 294, we continue together with the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yikadal v'yikadash Shamerabah, v'yamad yifrach Yehutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon of Yomechon, v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv imru, Yehei Shamerabah mevarach le'olam u'lomei al-maya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemeda kudashah barichu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nachamata, ta'amiran ba'alma v'imru, Yehei shalom rabbah min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Oseh shalom b'imrumav, Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to this entire world. As together we say. Please be seated. It's my great pleasure and honor to first invite Hagit Sten to share a few words, followed by our Vice President of Kihila, Neil Feder.
Good evening. My name is Hagit Sten, and I voted for the World Zionist Congress. The first World Zionist Congress was in 1897 in Basel, Switzerland. 5 years after that, in 1902, Theodor Herzl publishes his science fiction novel Alt Neuland, Old New Land. The Jewish Commonwealth in the book is based on universal suffrage. The issue of equal rights for the non-Jewish population is central to the plot. The story takes place at 1923, science fiction. The new society of the Old New Land is in the midst of a heated electoral campaign. A recently arrived immigrant has just established a new political party which calls for the disenfranchisement of its non-Jewish inhabitants. The leader of this racist party is Rabbi Dr. Geyer. Geyer is vulture in German. Geyer maintains that the citizenship and voting rights should be restricted to Jews in a Jewish state. Arabs and other non-Jews should not be expelled, but they should not be part of the body politic either. Now, if you want to know the end of the story, you need to read the book. In the book, Herzl coins a phrase that every Israeli kid knows, Im tirtzu ein zo agada. If you will it, it is no dream. With your votes, you can turn dreams into actions, just like Rabbi Noah Satat with the women from BethChaim on the recent trip. Rabbi Satat is the head of the Israel Reform Religious Action Center. For the last 30 years, they've been fighting for Jewish pluralism, for religious freedom, and for gender equality. Your votes translate into dollars. Without your votes, we cannot fight. We need everybody, 18 and older, to vote. Vote reform. We will be waiting for you in the Oneg. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining us this evening. I would like to offer our appreciation to the ushers and Oneg hosts and hostesses for their help tonight. I would like to mention a few interesting events happening this week. Tomorrow night is Saturday night at the movies. The movie Ask Dr. Ruth chronicles the life of Dr. Ruth Westheimer, a Holocaust survivor who later became America's most famous sex therapist. There's dinner and Havdalah too. Sunday morning, the Sisterhood is presenting guest speaker Naomi Adler, wife of our own Rabbi Beal. Discussing empowering women leaders, she draws from her own years of experience as a lawyer and prosecutor, as well as being the current president and CEO of the Jewish Federation of Greater Philadelphia. This year's Muppet Purim Spiel will include a talent show. Do you sing, dance, tell jokes, or have another amazing act? Then come to our first Purim cast meeting this Sunday at noon. We also want aspiring Muppeteers to join us. And meeting this Thursday evening is the women's discussion group Rosh Chodesh, open to all who are interested. Join us for an evening of music, meditation, and study. For more information about upcoming activities, please see the signs on the Oneg tables and the magazine rack outside the main office. Shabbat Shalom.
Great news, I don't sing, I don't dance, and I don't tell jokes, so I get Sunday off. It's such a joy and honor to be back with you. Many of you know I've been gone for a couple of weeks in a sick bed, nothing serious. It's called the flu, which I will tell you, I guess, is a little serious for many, but I'm very blessed to be back and to be with you, and it's an honor and a pleasure to see so many friends. Heartfelt thanks to Anne and to Toby and to Wendy for inspiring us, not only from the love and joy that you all shared on your trip, but to remind us of the love and the importance that we have for Israel as women and as men, unique and together in our own relationships. Thanks to Hagit for bringing us the important message of the WZO voting and your powerful call to ask people to vote. It is really critical. Please know that some of us have already done so. It's easy. We're going to make it available at the Oneg. It could be done at home. But the reform movement has made significant strides. In fact, all of pluralistic Judaism, non-Orthodox Jews, have made significant strides through the WZO and this vote. When we talk about the allocation of dollars, that's the only way that we can get the important issues that Hagit talked about, that these dollars can be allocated. Without it, we never would be where we are, and yet there's still a long way to go. So please, please, please join us. Grab your friends, whoever registers can vote. If you need financial supplement, we'll provide it, but it's very inexpensive. If you have children, grandchildren, the more the merrier. We would be grateful. Friends, our service concludes with Adonai Oz on page 338. Please join us.
Adonai Oz lamo yitain, Adonai Oz lamo yitain, Adonai oz lamo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Adonai oz lamo yitain, Adonai oz lamo yitain, Adonai oz lamo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo.
As the cantor and Neil make their way down, I invite you, please, if you've been to Israel, if you want to go to Israel, if you know someone who's been to Israel, if you love Israel or you know somebody who does, please come join us as we rise together. Grab the challah, grab someone who's grabbing the challah, grab someone, grabbing someone, grabbing someone. Please grab, reach out, grab a friend. I'm going to keep saying something until the cantor's able to join us and we come together as a community. Please join us in Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Take it down, pass it around. As you're waiting for Motzi, we invite you, please put your arms around a loved one. Reach out a hand to a friend. Reach out a hand and make a new friend. Eternal God, we stand before you in thanksgiving for all of our blessings in life, for the love that we gain from family, the support that comes from friends, from the strength that we give to one another as part of sacred community, and for all of the beauty of your creation and love that surrounds us. We offer you our thanks and our praise. We invoke your name as Aaron and his sons first did at Sinai, as we ask that your blessing will be with each of us and our loved ones and throughout the world during Shabbat and the days to come.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless us and protect us.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's presence be with us and be gracious to us.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'asem lecha shalom.
May God's eyes remain fixed upon us as they are at this moment. And may God bless us and all peoples of this world with God's greatest gift of all, the gift of peace.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.